Hi, Chuck Woodbury with RVtravel.com. I'm here with Dave Helgeson, who's the show promoter of the Seattle RV Show and also a very avid RVer. And you know, Dave, one thing that we share is that we started RVing with our kids when they were very young.
Very young.
And I know my daughter, I think she was 6 weeks on the first trip. She traveled all the way up to time she went off to college, been around the United States in an RV, and to this day, if she has an excuse to get out in an RV, she jumps right on it. And you have similar experiences.
Seriously, our children started when they were about 6 months of age. We took them camping locally. You know, with a young child, you don't want to travel a couple hundred miles, but in the Puget Sound area, we have plenty of spots to go camp close by. And the nice thing about RV with really young children is when they're ready for a nap, the bed's right there. If you need a bottle warmed, the RV either has a microwave, you can boil on the stove just that way. And when they get to potty training stages, guess what? You always have the restroom right there. When they get that urge, regardless of where you are on the road, you can pull over and help reinforce that. So it really is great for very young children starting out.
Yeah, you know, that road trip thing where little Junior has to, you know, use the facility, and nowadays, where's that going to be? You know, rest areas are not, there's not as many as they used to be, and there's McDonald's or some other fast food place. But the RV, you pull over and you get rid of that somebody sitting back there, you know, just very uncomfortable.
Yes, it's clean and it's a facility they're familiar with.
Yeah, so I think, you know, and if you talk to today's RVers, older RVers, you know, a lot of them, when you talk to them, you know, how did you get started? And they say, well, when I was a kid, my folks took me RVing. We went camping. I mean, my parents took us out when I was, I don't know, I mean, start off on a pop-up trailer, then they went a 15-foot travel trailer. We went to all the national parks in the West. Yep. And maybe that's why when I got older, this was my dream to travel in an RV. And I'm sure that it came from those wonderful memories that I had. And, you know, my daughter, the same thing. She's seen so much. She's got used to that little house that moves. And I know that the togetherness of a family today in a world where we're often separated, where the kids are doing one thing, the adults are doing something, you're together in that fairly small space, you're by the campfire, you know, there's just nothing like it for families. And that's why a lot of families actually enjoy or get an RV, is to be together with their kids.
Yes, and you know, my parents had an RV dealership. When I was born, some people joke I was born in an RV, so I've always been around the RV lifestyle. And like you, natural extension, I have those memories, and that really never stopped RVing. And as our kids came along, as I said, from a young age, and then as they got into sports, and we did like select sports where we had to travel around the state, the RV was a natural way to go. Is we could, you know, if it was over at Port Townsend or something, we'd go pull in, stay a night nearby, pull it right to the facility. In the cold, rainy soccer months, we could have the awning pulled out and have a pot of hot chocolate. So at halftime, the team can come running over, get out of the rain. We can warm them up under the awning. It was just a great way to go. And when they're done, you somewhere to strip off the muddy clothes, take a shower, and be ready for the trip home.
Yeah, I have one story to to add to this, and that is when my daughter grew up, and we had one motorhome for about 12 years, and she grew up in that. And when I told her that I was selling that motorhome, I have never heard her cry so loud, object so loudly. She ran into a room, she slammed the door. She was so attached that she grew up in that. We'd moved a few times actually, but that little motorhome was her place that she'd had throughout her life, and she was just not happy. Of course, we bought the new one, and she was happy with that. Yeah. But it's wonderful for families.
It's great for families. A lot of memories can be made. And, you know, everybody else. And then the thing about it is, everybody's got their space instead of staying in the hotel. You know, kids have their bed, their cubby, where they put their stuff. Yeah. And so each night, it's not settling in another hotel room. They know where their stuff is.
Yeah, they sleep on the same bed, you know, they got the same pillow. And, I mean, that goes for adults too, you know, hotels, you never know who was in the bed the night before and all that.
Probably, you know, under 10 still, probably, I think they're 5 and 8, 5 and 7, somewhere in there. We took a Disneyland trip, you know, we hit the park early, and we could take them back to the trailer for lunch and a nap and return to the park. And just, it's so convenient.
Yeah.
So convenient.
Yeah, it's
RVing.
convenient, it's fun, it's good for a family,
Yes, it
they
is.
come back from a trip and you just, you've all been together,
Yep.
hopefully you've had a great
And
time.
another good thing in today's electronic age is, you can actually outrun an internet signal.
Yeah.
So even if you got that teenager who doesn't put the phone away, you can go somewhere and it won't work. So they have to kind of reconnect
Yeah,
with mom and dad.
yeah, that would be
So-
a change, yeah.
Yes.
All right, well, thanks for being here, Dave. and
Thanks for having me.
It's been interesting exchanging our experiences.
Yes.